Western Union, we buy me big house and fancy car. Me young war the lawyers and doctors, politician and all the money man. Then we invest the money for me property with this account that you can go wrong.
Merry Christmas to you from St. Vincent's Clean Fresh Sound, WEFM 99.9.
All right, today on St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we got 15 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We're going to make way for the commentary from Lyf Compton. Lyf, good morning to you if you're on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Boy, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. Where are the ladies?
Only one lady.
We're right here, man. Well, I am here. Maka is with me this morning.
I was wondering if Roleza voice got so deep.
Boy, you never know now. Might have get some testosterone overnight. Who knows? Anything a man could do, we could do better.
Oh gosh. You just had to go there, right?
I had to. Of course, you know that.
Live since election, we haven't seen to spoke, boy.
Yes. It's true. To make you late that one.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. So I have been noticing a lot of back and forth on social media, specifically starting yesterday in relation to people and their jobs. It seems as if a lot of people think that because someone supported the Unity Labour Party and the government has now changed to the New Democratic Party, that no matter your position, you should lose it. You should be fired. I'm seeing a lot of that on social media. And what spurred that partly is that yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Gordon Friday, he spent his first official day on the job and he walked onto the compound of the financial complex where he was greeted by several public servants, including public servants who are known supporters of the Unity Labour Party. So, communications, Rashad Bala, communications specialist on the Unity Labour Party, he's a public servant. He was there to greet the Prime Minister and he took a photo with Israel Bruce of the New Democratic Party, lawyer Israel Bruce of the New Democratic Party, who defeated Sabutu Peace. And the comments were crazy. People were calling on him to be fired, saying he jumped ship and he shouldn't be there and he should be shamed. And I just think these types of things are ridiculous. Dr. Gordon Friday, Prime Minister Dr. Gordon Friday said yesterday in his speech on the ground for the financial complex that the new government is depending on the senior public servants, particularly permanent secretary, to help them transition into the roles. Because there's a famous saying that the ministers don't run the government, don't run the ministry. Permanent secretaries run the ministry. That's a popular thing. And Dr. Gordon Friday said it yesterday, they need the senior public servants to help them to transition into government. And he hopes that everyone is willing to do that and come on board and help, which I think is the smart thing to do from the government perspective and from a senior public servant's perspective, if you want a job. Because, listen, if you are a senior public servant who supported the Unity Labour Party and you do not wish to help the transition or work with the new government, just quit your job. You're big and you're bad and you're brave and you're bold. You don't want to help, you don't want to assist. Fire the work and go home. Resign and go home. Because, like, at what point, right, we're going to let common sense prevail? You have to be an adult. You have to be smart. You have to now think about putting the country first. Nobody never tell you to not continue supporting the party you want to support. But why would you want to transition that into your job and into your role? You know, I listen, I don't care what people say. I do not support ignorance. I do not support stupidity and ignorance. And anybody in a senior public servant position or any position from us who thinks that undermining the new administration is smart and good for the country, had to be an idiot, for want of a better word.
So, like, what you think people are saying that he shouldn't show up for work?
Yeah, that's what people are saying. He shouldn't show up for work. Why won't he show up for work? Obviously, if the new administration does not want him in that position, they have to find a position to put him in.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder what's going to happen, right? I don't know what is Trevor Candyman McMahon thinking at this point. But I hope people know that he's also a civil servant and cannot just say that. That's going to be, as the term they use in these days, a whopper. Because he is a civil servant. And he cannot be fired just like that. I don't know if he's thinking that. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know if he's going to resign or whatever. Whatever.
But do you know if he showed up for work yesterday?
I'm not sure. I spoke to him over the weekend, but I didn't get it. And you have I think you have 10 days before you deem abandon the post. I saw it with me too. People saying that I should be fired. I should not work at the where I work anymore. But okay, cool, no problem. If that is a decision somebody wants to make, I have no problem with it. Because I went to the complex yesterday morning, right? And I have worked with many of the New Democratic Party politicians in my job as a journalist over the last 20-something years. Some of them are my personal friends, like personal visit home friends, right? And the NDP's candidate, the NDP's Lavon Pedro, who defeated Camilo Gonzalez in each region. I have worked professionally with her also during my time as a journalist when she was at Penny Bank and when she had opened her business in Diamond at the Tomato, because I've known her for years, we've been friends for years, and she hugged me and people were talking about that. Oh, you jump shit, you run gun and you hug up this and you run on this. Listen, people need to just be realistic and have sense in this time. The government change, people have their preference. Do not take a preference into your job, because at the end of the day, you get fired, you get relieved of your position, you get transferred, you get put somewhere you don't like. I, for one, am supporting you. Because I do not think that has anything to do with the job. And sabotaging a ministry and sabotaging any particular policy or project is not something a worker should be looked to do because of a political affiliation. And nobody can tell me who to talk to or when to talk to them. Because as I said, me and some of these people have known one another for years. I have been a journalist in this country for over 20 years. And most of them have never shown me a bad face. And everybody have the thinking of who somebody supports or who somebody don't support. So you see people calling up people to go ahead.
What do you think of persons? Do you think that there are any positions of persons who should be removed because of a strong possibility of them undermining the new government?
Definitely. It happened when the Unity Labour Party changed when the government changed in 2001. It happened, and people were up in arms because because they might have been thinking that it was victimization. But a lot of the position changes were actually common sense. And it has to happen now. But some of the positions people calling on to be changed does not have to happen. Once somebody makes up their mind that they're going to do their job and leave the political affiliation out of it. Now, I'm for one, I'm seeing people who should be removed from position straight off. I'm seeing it. And I'm tempted to say, but I won't at this point. I will wait until it happens, because the way some people are moving, it definitely will happen. And they will get no support from me.
I do believe that it's a little bit of a tricky and thin line with regards to some persons being kept on, because we heard of some persons being vocal and that sort of bile that came out of their mouth, and it wasn't just leading up to elections, it's ongoing for years. So a new government would want to be there. They would want to, let's say, keep everybody, have them prove themselves on the job. But there are many persons out there who are going to just try to undermine the new government, just to make them look bad, or to make the system or the processes look bad. So it's kind of a fine and tricky line that the new government would have to deal with.
That's my point. And there are people, right? Listen, this is another point. There are people who ended up being removed from certain positions under the Labour Party. There are also people with court cases for ignorant things they did, alleged to have been done unjustly. Some of these matters are still before court. And I see these people thinking that because the government changed, they are going to be put back into the positions they were forced to fulfill because of criminal charges, because of bad behavior. And I'm seeing these people thinking that they're going to be put back in these positions, which is kind of crazy to me, because some of the things that they did to be removed or to be charged for crimes, criminally or civilly, were well warranted. And they are hoping that they're going to be just put back into the position because the government changed. No. How would you feel? Because, okay, there are people who supported the New Democratic Party when the Union Democratic Party was in power. And they made certain statements on social media. They carried on certain actions in public. They did certain things. They were charged criminally for offenses. Some of them have gone to court and been freed by the court. Some of them matters were before the court. But people with common sense can see that what these people were doing were wrong. And the reason they end up in the position they ended up is really crazy to think, because the government changed. The new government is going to overlook what you did, overlook the court process, just because you claim to be a supporter, and put you back in the position. To me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And realistically speaking, if the new administration makes decisions to transfer people, notice I'm not saying fire, transfer people. Some people who can be removed, fired basically. I don't want to use fire because I don't think that the new government coming into power and certain people not being able to hold positions anymore. I don't see that as fire. I have to find another word for it, because it's obvious that some stuff. But I just want people to stop saying that.
Lyf, you reapply for your job as yet?
we can cross the hut. We can cross the hut where we get just to say, if I am on a civil servant, and if by some way that I really love the position, I would never reapply. That would make no sense. I would never do that. I don't think that's possible in relation to the rules and the laws, right? But I'm just saying, I would never reapply. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the safest jobs to have is that of a civil servant, because you don't really get fired. You have to do something really serious. Most persons end up being transferred.
And that is something I have a problem with. It should be easier to get rid of a civil servant to do instructing it on the job. And I tell you, I see plenty of them still Friday, I swear, no. I see plenty unprofessionalism and plenty consistency way things that some people do. And I don't agree with it. And I don't care who's angry. I don't agree with it. I didn't agree with it when the government changed in 2001, and I don't agree with it now. And if people know me, I'm not one that supports anything blindly. I don't do that. I don't believe in supporting things blindly. I may have my way I think politically or whatever, but I do not believe in supporting things blindly. If something is wrong, I like to say it's wrong because people, when they see me do something wrong, it's the point of that I do something wrong. But it don't apply for other people. I do not support things like it, and I don't like stupidity, and I don't like ignorance, and I don't like unprofessionalism. That's something those are things that don't sit well with me. So that's my contribution.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Lyf.
Yes.
All right, Lyf. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. All right. It's 8 o'clock here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's a time check by the New Haven Funeral Home.
Death